Gold exploration in Canada and Peru, 7 projects and a lot of upside. Well, I'm in Auryn Resources. Obviously, it's your third company you are doing now after your big successes with Caden and Keegan Resources. And first of all, we want to talk about your fabulous shareholder structure and about the company. What's it up on?
Yeah, it's an incredible company, third opportunity. We've done this twice before. Share structure is very important to us. We own 18.5% as management. Goldcorp became a shareholder last January at about $3.67 per share, which is about double the current price. They bought 12.5%, and the reasons why they bought it is because of the big exploration look we have in a portfolio of projects. In terms of current capital structure and institutional shareholders that own us so far, it's predominantly long gold funds, Royal Bank out of Canada, Van Eck out of New York, Ingalls and Snyder, US Global, some of the major Canadian and
Creme
US
de la
gold
creme,
funds.
I would say.
I'm sorry, it's a reflection of the management team and of the projects that we have in this portfolio.
How much money has Goldcorp invested?
They put in about $35 million. So it's their largest investment into a junior gold company, which is an indication of what kind of pipeline their challenge is on growth. And we've created a majors exploration portfolio in a junior, so a real opportunity for them and for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see it here. What makes the company so special? Because you have 7 projects.
7 projects, a world-class technical team. In the downturn of the gold market, we hired Newmont's global exploration team. We added some members to that management board. We built out a majors exploration portfolio. 7 projects gives us a lot of optionality for our investors. We have 4 major projects that could be company-making assets. And we have a few projects that are very near-term, meaning they're mature, and they can provide near-term self-funding opportunities for the company. But ultimately, when you have 7 projects, you mitigate the risk of finding a major gold mine by 7 times. And that's really going to ensure us on the success that we're going to go ahead and try and achieve.
Absolutely. So let's dive into your 7 projects. We have a beautiful map here, and it's obviously Canada and Peru. Maybe you can give us a bit of an idea what, like Homestay, Committee Bay, etc., what the projects are up on, and maybe where are some optionalities, because I think with Homestay and Hoyokedo, you may have a chance to sell something here, right?
Sure. So when we designed this portfolio, we went for high-grade gold mines in Canada, and we went for oxide gold mineralization in Peru. Those are the 2 most profitable types of mineralization you can find on the planet. We did it, and the most important denominator of all of these projects has been scale. You talked about Homestake Ridge, you talked about Huillacoyo in Peru. These have seen the most work. They have resources on them. These resources are mature. They have near-term value. They are things that we would consider selling if they did raise a significant amount of capital to help us go and explore Committee Bay or Sombrero or Baños del Indio, some of the major projects. Committee Bay is the 300-kilometer long greenstone belt. There's 67 gold discoveries on this belt. Very little work has been done, although a lot of money's been spent. There's full infrastructure there to go do exploration, and we're in our 3rd year going up there, where we've spent the last 2.5 years learning what the best vector is to a major gold deposit. We're about to go and drill that here in the near term.
That's right, and we see Committee Bay here. So what makes, let's say, this Committee Bay and also Gibson McQuoid so special?
So it's size. So if you look at the neighboring projects, Amaruq, it's the largest discovery in the world in the last 7 years. It's 6 million ounces of 6 grams. It was done by Agnico Eagle. Meliadine is 11 million ounces of 7 grams right next to our Gibson McQuoid project. So we're looking for 5 to 10 million ounce discoveries of high grade in an area that's geopolitically very favorable. Yes, it's the Arctic, it's up north, it's more expensive to work there, but you're not going to find 5 to 10 million ounce high grade mines anywhere in the world. We think the next frontier for those major discoveries is up here in the Arctic, and we've seen Agnico be very successful there. They're talking a lot about the frontier of exploration there. We're following that model. We have several targets, and we're looking to find multi-generation discoveries of mines over the next 20 or 30 years.
And of course, I think it's quite funny that Agnico Eagle again comes here on the plate, because you sold Caden Resources for 205 million, right? To Agnico.
With 205 million. We sold it after 100 drill holes in Mexico, and Agnico has a good model. It's geopolitically safe. It's in Canada, it's in Scandinavia, and it's down in Mexico. And this is where the premium is going to come on anything you find. The irony that we're next to Agnico in the Arctic, there's no mystery there that they're following closely on what we're doing, but so are all the other majors, based on what I said earlier, on the scale and the size of what could be found here. And for us, we're going in our 3rd year of trying to find these discoveries. We've had a lot of trial and error, and now we're at the most exciting point where we figure we've learned enough layers of science about where the deposits are, and we're going going to drill it in March, end of March here, going into April. So we're very excited about it.
Fantastic. And just to be precise, I mean, Committee Bay, that's a 300-kilometer long greenstone belt.
Yes,
and you own it completely, right?
We own it outright.
Wow.
And then Gibson McCoy is a 120-kilometer long greenstone belt. Those are two of the largest greenstone belts that are being explored right now that I know of in the exploration business. Again, Goldcorp made a big investment at a premium to our share price at the time. They gave us $35 million. The reason for that, if you can see it, it's the scale of these things and what they could become. If we start finding deposits in Committee Bay, it's not one or two mines. There's the potential to find multiple mines over the next 20 or 30 years. That's the big look. That's what the majors need for growth. That's what we're going to look for our investors. And that's where the monetization would take place.
Fantastic. And this is in Canada, of course.
This is in northern
safe
Canada.
Jurisdiction. That's all fine.
Yeah.
Then let's move to Peru.
Sure.
This is also fantastic jurisdiction, I would say, to do mining and to do exploration, of course. And we see here, this gold belt, porphyr gold belt, and the epithermal gold belt. And you have several projects here. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit on Sombrero, because I think this is the big one, right?
Sure. So we went into Peru with a guy who found Yanacocha as a gold deposit versus silver deposit. This gentleman found a 60 million ounce epithermal deposit. Yeah. Endowment is the bottom line for Peru. Everything that in Peru that gets found is generally really big. So again, size matters to us. Sombrero is next to a mine called Las Bambas. It was sold for $5.8 billion in 2014. The belt that Sombrero's in, people thought it was going north-south. It actually goes to the west. The rocks are the same as Las Bambas. The grade of gold we've seen on surface and the grade of copper we've seen is spectacular. It's much higher grade than the other deposits, major deposits that have been found. And we've got now 55,000 hectares around Sombrero of land, and it's outcropping mineralization across the whole entire area. So it's, to us, a spectacular opportunity. It rivals Committee Bay in upside potential. I'd argue the same with Baños del Indio. The other projects like Huillacoyo, these are oxide ounces on top of a mountain with infrastructure right there. There's infrastructure to all of our projects in Peru, but a real big opportunity. You get to work 12 months of the year with really big targets up north and really big targets down south. Oxide mineralization that's from surface, that's outcropping like Sombrero, gives us a lot of confidence. If I was to quote the technical team, that's an impressive world-class technical team. It's the best project they've seen pre-drilling in their careers prior to a potential discovery. So it's really exciting for us.
Yeah. And I think Huillacoyo,
yes, that's correct.
That's the one there may be a sale event also in the near-term future, is that correct?
So there's a neighboring mine. They're producing at $313 an ounce cash cost. They're mining half a gram, so they're making almost $1,000 or just over $1,000 per ounce profit. We have 150,000 ounces historically that's there. We think that can grow, maybe up to 1 million ounces of oxide. The profitability of being about $1,000 an ounce on half-gram oxide is spectacular. The fact that we're next to a producing mine, there's no question that they're looking us for more mill feed for their leach pad, actually. So Huillacoyo could be a transaction, that could be another sale, that could be a self-funding opportunity for Peru. The big story with us is 7 projects, a world-class technical team, a majors exploration team and a junior, a majors exploration portfolio. The 7 projects, we can sell a couple projects, we can self-finance for those sales for the next 3 or 4 years, and that will take all the dilution out of the company and give us a chance for that major world-class legendary discovery, which is what we're after.
Fantastic. That was a great final word, I would say. Ivan, thank you very much. All the best on that. We keep fingers crossed, of course.
Thank you.
And we want to see some good news flow then this year.
Thank you very much.
The grids are turning then.
We expect a lot of good news this year. Absolutely.
Great. Fantastic.
Thank you
very
so much.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Auryn Bebek, the executive chairman of Auryn Resources. And you heard it, 7 projects to maybe monetized within the next 12 months. The company can then self-fund themselves. And I think Peru and Canada are fantastic mining jurisdictions, and they have fantastic projects inside. So I would suggest have a look on the company, have a look on the projects. I'm your host, Jochen Steiger, Commodity TV, in partnership with Dukascopy TV. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Geneva.